One of my favorite things about other people is when they get together and they're kind and they're warm and they talk and they're interested in knowing each other and just a community sense. I love when people have a sense of community and want good things for other people. That's just like, I think it's great. And I think that that's why I am distancing myself from liberals in general, because I feel like Republicans and people who are on the right tend to want to have some kind of structure. They want people to do well. They want to be kind. They want to be able to live their lives with some freedom. And they, they like opening doors. I know this is a generalization, and that's what I think is just one of the biggest pitfalls for all of us. But I love, and I mean, I think mostly what I'm talking about is the younger generation of liberals. That's my biggest concern. And I feel like they're hating on everything and everyone, and they're always looking to get outraged because they don't have that sense of community. They don't have that same connectedness that we grew up with. And, you know, when women were getting mad at men for opening doors and saying miss, ma'am, I thought, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I love when people have respect like that. Like, I'll say yes sir, no sir, thank you, yes please, no, 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 thank you. And I'm going to be kind to everybody because that's what I do. And I'm also going to speak up whenever I see things that are wrong. That's just also who I am. But I think that like people these days are on their phones when they're walking. They are listening to their earbuds to music or whatever, and they're doing everything possible to avoid interacting with people, and therefore they're getting a very skewed sense of reality, because when you're not interacting with people and you're looking at your phone and you're reading Twitter and you're seeing what Twitter has to say, or YouTube, or whatever social media you're looking at, and checking out and following your favorite celebrity who seems to have a very biased opinion these days, you're not getting like the full story and you're not really experiencing things. My best advice to you is to go live life. If someone's being nice to you and someone wants to open the door for you, thank you. And you know what else? This is going to be kind of controversial, but I'm going to say it. When people catcall me, I take it as a compliment. I always have. I always have. And there's a difference between someone like just, whoa, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, thanks. I was waiting. I'm like, thank you. And when someone's like downright harassing you, if you kind of say no and then they start being cruel or aggressive, then yeah, that's an issue. But like, I like when guys do guy things, it makes me feel good because then I get to be a girl, and I like being a girl. And I also like to think I'm a girl that can hold her own, and that's just from experience, like having been in fights as a kid and growing up in a really bad neighborhood and learning to, be cautious about everything and not just openly trust everything and believe everything I hear, because people can be deceptive whenever they want something, and I had some of the best role models that really just kind of showed me what to watch out for and how to be. And I also learned through the hard way, growing up as a kid and being in a kind of a really poor house and having a mother who was single and she had to work all the time, and being around my grandmother and my cousins and stuff. And my family being very, I guess, kind of liberal in the sense that like they trusted everyone blindly, and they shouldn't have. And people would be on drugs when they were around sometimes, and they would take advantage of situations, and it wasn't always good. But nonetheless, like, I'm not going to say everybody's this and everyone's that and all men are bad and whatever. No. And what really scares me is that I have a son, and I'm worried about the climate that he's going to grow up in, because I do plan on being tough on him, and I do expect him to say please, thank you, and I do expect him to open doors. And if someone comes at him for opening a door saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, oh, that's going to be crazy, because I'm such a fighter in that sense. I'm like, if someone's being nice to you, and you're going to be mean, that it doesn't, 2 plus 2, it's like, that's 4, right? You know, and for you to hate on everything and to be like, oh, this person thinks that, so I hate all of these people. It's just wrong. And please, if you are a millennial or someone who's younger and you get most of your information from social media, from TV, from celebrities, and you might be getting a bit of a skewed perception. Try to like hear the other side too, because actually I've been registered as independent green. I'm currently registered as green. I registered as a Democrat to vote for Bernie. I'm not all on board with his policies anymore, but anyway, I just treat others the way you want to be treated, okay? You can catch more bees with honey than you can with vinegar, and if you're going to come at someone for being nice, that's a problem. And I think that maybe we should like try to look at the bigger picture here, because things are getting out of hand, and attacking people isn't going to make anything better. Like, let's figure out where our commonalities are, and let's see what we can do to make things better. No, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I will be next time. Definitely. I'm 100% voting for him. I voted for Jill Stein. And people would be like, you're throwing away your vote because now it's going to be towards, you know, Donald. I'm like, and I'd rather him than the warmongering Hillary Clinton, who's done crazy stuff to screw over her country on a regular basis. That's me. And, you know, the fact that she even screwed over her own person because she's willing to do anything to win, you know. Yeah, I wasn't for that. So anyway, I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts, and opinions, and I want to hear what you have to think. I mean, luckily for me, I'm a woman, right? And all women get to have the same vote and the same voice and everything, right? Because we're all one. No, we're not. I have my own opinions, and they're mine. I'm an individual, and one of the things I like about what my generation was is that we don't like being put in boxes, you know? Like, I listen to every kind of music, and all of my friends were, you know, we were all like different, you know, and none of us were, we didn't judge people based on like what their political party was, what their race was, who their favorite whatever rock star was. We based them like on who they were as people and what they were and if they were honest or not. And I miss that because now I feel like, you know, people are like, okay, you like Donald Trump, you're dumb, you're bad, you're evil, I'm going to attack you because how dare you not think about this, and that. And it's like, hold up, there's a little bit more to every story than you think. And, you know, if you want to talk about it, let's talk. I mean, I'm willing to go there with borders and everything else and why I feel the way that I do and what my thoughts are. And I think being a socialist or a Republican, I mean, a Democrat, it sounds like it's a good idea because you want to help other people, right? But when you're always doing everything for them, like, how are they going to learn to do it themselves? Really, I see it. I have kids. I've seen it in my own experiences. My city is very liberal. We have tons of junkies on all the corners because their rights are important. Thanks to the ACLU and like them wanting to make sure that homeless people are taken care of, the rest of the citizens have to worry about having their safety and being attacked. And the fact that like people aren't wanting to come here, we have way more crime because we have these junkies that need to have their habits continued. And we have a syringe program where they give out syringes, and I guess that they're not expected to return them. And so syringes are everywhere. People are finding them all the time on their daily walks, everywhere. I'm a part of a crime thing for my neighborhood, or Albuquerque crime or whatever, and it's out of control. And I really think it's because we're trying so hard to make sure that everyone's voice is heard. But it seems like everyone's voice is heard if you're poor or whatever, or you want to continue to have your bad habits or just dependency enabled. Like, we want to keep you dependent. Even like the education system, we have a thing called social promotion here, where you don't have to learn the information, but they're just going to pass you even if you're failing because they don't want you to miss out on the people with your grade. And therefore, the people are getting passed up each grade and they're not learning the material. And because of that, like every year they're getting even further behind. And not only did they not get the stuff before, but like they're not getting anything in the future either. And they just, we're setting people up to fail by doing everything for them and not having them take accountability for their actions and themselves. And, you know, I have a friend who was like, yeah, you know, even homeless people, you have to feed them. You can't starve them or whatever. Cool. If you're homeless, you know, yeah, I'm willing to, people, things happen. I get it. Like, we're all like a paycheck away and whatnot. But, let's figure out a way to for sure make things better instead of just like, oh, okay, cool, let's have all these junkies on the corner harassing all the citizens and making people not want to be around and skyrocketing the crime rate and everything else because their opinion matters. And it's like, why does their opinion matter more than everybody else's? Why doesn't my opinion matter? Why aren't the citizens put first before the criminals? And in my state, really, the criminals are put first. I live in New Mexico. We just had that like terrorist thing, you know, and the FBI had to step in because we dropped the ball. We do that all the time with everything. And it's not any one particular area's fault. It's just the way that it is. But things definitely need to change. And I think we definitely need to hold people accountable. And I think if the crime is, the punishment should fit the crime. If you do something bad, you do something serious because that's a good deterrent from keeping you doing those things again in the future. At least that's what my thinking is. When I was a kid, I was scared to death of having certain things because I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, I knew what was going to happen if I really did something bad. And I knew not to upset a police officer. I've been pulled over and I've had some stuff or whatever. And it's like, I'm not trying to get killed, you know. And I don't know what this person's day was like, what happened, and where they are and why they're being the way they are. Probably because, again, we do favor criminals. And anytime anyone ever acts out, it's like, oh my gosh, this police officer, this and this, that, whatever. I mean, I just want some kind of like organization. I would like to maybe make people actually have to be accountable for their actions and treating others the way that I want to be treated. And I'm willing to work for stuff and to do what I have to do because I want to succeed. And I don't want to enable people to not have to do the right thing, you know. Anyway, I'm interested in what you have to say. Thank you for listening. You're awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you for sticking it out for the last 30 minutes. Please like, comment, subscribe. I just want to get the word out because I think that like if we just talked more, then we'd be a lot happier. And I don't think things have to be as divisive as the media is trying to make it to be and everyone else. And if you really want to know why people do the things that they do, let's ask them, talk to them. And if we don't know how to do it, then let's practice until we figure it out because I think that's what's going to keep us going. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you.